Welcome back to the Coins and Connections podcast, where we explore all things books, business, and bullshit. My favorite bees. I'm your host, the fairy coin mother, Cinquanta Cox-Smith of www.cinquantacoxsmith.com. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to the Coins and Connections podcast, season 6, episode 4. Wow, I'm excited about the episode today because we have our first update, and it's actually an in-person update. If you follow my personal Instagram on social media at Cinquanta Cox-Smith, you saw that I was in Atlanta over the weekend. I spent much needed time with my cousins. We had my cousin Rusty's 40th birthday party. His wife threw him a party. It was all black 40/40 club theme. Let me just say, this was the first time that I had seen majority of my cousins in one setting since the summer of 2019. We were long overdue for a good meetup. Now, mind you, they did have a celebration earlier this year that I cannot make it to, but this was my first time seeing most of them. And when I tell you, I had a blast. We laughed all night. We joked, we danced, we sweat a lot. The party was amazing. It was a great reason to be able to travel down to Atlanta. And I got my kids back. My sister brought them up from South Carolina after their month-long stay with their grandparents. They got to see some of their cousins. They got to see some family members. I think we all pretty much were able to enjoy our time away from Texas, being that that's the farthest we've traveled since we've moved here. And we haven't even been in Texas a year yet. Just a little backstory. Me and Star met in Kansas in, I believe, like 2014. Like not even long after I got there, because we realized we were both in Raleigh and we were both YouTubers. So we met up for Starbucks, and then after that we were like joined at the hip. We spent lots of time together. Her and her husband Sam, he would always make sure that we had drinks when I would go over. She definitely helped me through some difficult times in my life. We've been able to keep in contact over the years, which has been amazing. And I'm so glad I was able to see her. It's been about 5 to 6 years, which you will hear in her update. But I was so glad that she could drive up because they're basically stationed in Georgia. Spend the weekend with me. We spent lots of time talking, chilling, and hanging out by the pool. Took lots of pictures, of course, and we record her update together. I'm super excited that I was able to do an in-person update, which is a first here on the podcast. So I didn't tell Star this at all. While she was recording, I feel like we got some really authentic audio. So you're going to hear the flaws and all of the beginning of the episode. And I think it just adds some character to her update to actually show what our friendship is like. She's probably going to get me because she's a podcast producer now as well. So I just really truly enjoy these little snippets and these sound bites of how we, how we get things together to make an amazing episode. And when I listened back to it, I was just like, this has to be a part of this episode because it's so innocent and transparent to what we kind of go through when we're recording. So I hope you guys truly enjoyed this update, and I hope you enjoyed the unfiltered part of it. Season 6 is coming through with some surprises. Hopefully I can continue to finish this season on a high note. So you guys know what time it is. It's time for our rapid fire questions of the day. It is time for our rapid fire questions of the day. And if you are new here, again, we do the rapid fire questions just so I can warm up a little bit and to provide some type of entertainment before we get in depth into the episode. So our first rapid fire question of the day is, what's the first concert you attended? And I really and truly cannot remember because I feel like maybe in my younger years before 16, I probably went to a concert. My father was heavily in the gospel industry, and they had a concert with Lee Williams. I don't know if you've ever heard of Lee Williams at all, but that was one of my fondest memories of a concert. And then I know later on in life, I definitely went to see Plies with my husband, and we were still super young, and I went to Summer Jam in my 20s. So it's probably like the Lee Williams gospel thing, but I don't think I like went to any like R&B, pop or rap concerts in my younger years until I became an adult. So, yeah. But let me tell you, so at my cousin's wedding, when like maybe was it 2003 or 2004, I was in high school and I was a part of her wedding, and she had Sunshine Anderson there, so I was able to watch Sunshine Anderson perform, go up to her hotel room, we went to the pool together, and then she signed an autograph for me that I still have till this day. So I guess that's a concert too. The second rapid fire question of the day is, what was your first job? My very first job, like off the books, I would help my cousin at her hair salon. Like I would wash hair, I would sweep and things like that. And then like in high school, we also had to do this thing where we had to, it was like a work type comp thing. And I worked at my aunt's insurance agency, like just filing papers and things like that. My first official job, I worked at Bilo as a cashier, and I actually truly loved my job. I worked there from the time I was 16 all the way through my senior year, and then like I quit like 50 times, but absolutely loved working at Bilo. Let's go ahead and get into this episode.
Recording for Q's podcast. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi.
Hi.
Just give me your name, website, and what you do, and then you can go into your 1-year update. You can share what you want, life changes, what you've been up to, and maybe you can even talk about how we are seeing each other for the first time. And
Yeah.
like, is it 5?
Probably. I'm not good with math.
When did you go to Korea?
2015.
Yeah, 16, 17,
7,
19, 20.
6 years.
Damn, 6. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Okay, and that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Are you asking me questions? Are
no,
you? No.
I just want you to share what's
Okay.
going on.
Hi, this is Lengas, and I am giving Q my 1-year update. So, for those who remember, I was on Q's podcast talking about life before COVID, and I just want to give my update. Last time we were on the podcast, I was talking about working in social media, and I've done a complete career shift. I now work as a podcast producer for Surrey Hall's Hot Happy Mess podcast in partnership with iHeart Radio and Black Effect. And it has been a whirlwind for the last year and a half. It's been really fun just doing podcast production, guest booking, doing episode concepts, and just becoming like the ultimate storyteller, which I truly enjoy. Just talking to experts for women and just really exploring the hot mess of everyone's life and finding happiness at the same time, and just living life, our best lives minus the burnout. Even a crazier update, I would say that in my podcast episode, we were talking about how I think Q was asking me what was like my prediction of like what was going to happen. And I was like, oh, I feel like everyone's going to die. But,
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And then COVID happened right after that. And so that was pretty wild. So I don't know if I predicted COVID, but it happened. Outside of all the terrible things that happened with COVID, it definitely allowed, I think, myself, like many other people, a time to kind of rest, recharge, and really just figure out what we wanted to do. During that time, I moved from Texas to Georgia, and it has been interesting, to say the least, to say there's nothing to say. It's not, it's very country out here, but it has definitely allowed for us to stay centered and shelter in place because there's nothing to do. The nearest Starbucks is 30 minutes away. Oh wait, I guess the
biggest update.
The biggest update is I'm having a baby. By the time this podcast comes out, I think I'll still be pregnant, actually.
You will be, yeah. You will be.
I'll still be pregnant. I am having a le bébé, and the baby's coming soon. It's going to be a Virgo or a Leo, and I believe all bets are on Virgo.
Yes.
So we shall see. And a fun update, not that the baby's not fun, but like also, is that Q is sitting right next to me, and we haven't seen each other since 2015 when we were both stationed in Kansas. We've thankfully survived
We did.
that place and are living in greener, beautiful pastures, technically.
Well, I went to Texas and Star came down south.
Yeah, so that happened. But we're seeing each other. We're in Atlanta. We just went to the pool and we're just having a good old fun time. Can't wait to see her again post baby so we can do a proper turn up with gin and edibles. Do you talk about edibles?
Edibles, yeah, I definitely talk about edibles.
Gin and edibles on the podcast and some Prosecco. Cause
I've never had a live update where the person was actually in the room with me. I hope you guys really enjoy Star's update, and I'll definitely do a proper intro for this podcast to hype you guys up and let you guys know all about our weekend in Atlanta. So thank you again, Star, so much for your update. Do you have anything else to share?
live long and prosper. That's it.
All right.
Okay, bye guys.
Hey guys, today I'm here to talk about Printful. So Printful is an on-demand order fulfillment and warehousing service that fulfills and ships products including clothing, accessories, and home and living items for online businesses. So if you've been following along on my YouTube channel or here on my podcast, you've heard me talk about print on demand and you heard me talk about Printful. I enjoy Printful and I call it my number one source for print on demand, fulfillment, and shipping. They're awesome with their customer service and I recommend them to anyone who wants to start shipping products with no startup costs. It's free to use and I love just getting my samples in the mail. I love seeing my customers super excited about the quality of their t-shirts and other items. So if you want to go ahead and join Printful, visit bit.ly/PrintfulCC to sign up. This segment is called Q Money Bag Thought of the Week. It is time for the Q Money Bags Thought of the Week, and today we're going to talk about vacation. I want to talk about some of the vacations I've had and where I want to go in the future because the world is opening up and I want to travel a little bit more. I want to do more international trips. I want to travel with my girls, my sister, my man, and maybe my kids if they act right. But one of my favorite vacations was I was a new mother. I don't even think my son was 1 yet. And I went on a cruise to Jamaica. We went to Cayman Islands, Key West, and I think Turks. Was it Turks? I don't know. Maybe it was, but it was the Western Caribbean cruise. I think it was a 6-day cruise with Carnival, and I went with my cousin Shamika and some of her Air Force friends. It was my first time going on a cruise without my mom because I had been on 2 cruises before with my parents earlier, like when I was 14 and 16. And then going like it was my first time like traveling on a plane not really by myself, but traveling like just to meet up with girls and have fun and things like that. So that was a really fun trip. I really loved Jamaica. It was absolutely amazing. Also, recently, when me and my husband went to New Orleans for the first time, we had a really great experience. I enjoyed the food. I just enjoyed the fun. It was everything that everyone says it is. And I would love to go back. We're closer. So I would definitely love to go back to New Orleans, hopefully before we move away from Texas. And I want to go back to Jamaica, but I also want to go to Paris. I mean, I heard it's not like all that, but I think that it's just the experience of going at least once, or Italy. I really hope the army sends us overseas someplace after we leave here. My husband, not so much. He's probably why would you want to do that? But I want to go overseas because throughout his whole military career, the only time he's been overseas when he was doing not even deployments, but more so rotation. So he went to Korea for a rotation, and of course he deployed to Iraq twice and did he go to Afghanistan? It's been so long ago since he has deployed. So yeah, so I would definitely love to take my family overseas. It would probably be hectic as hell, and these kids are older and they're probably like, ew, we gotta live in another country. What is this? They probably too old for that. So I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, I'm gonna travel more and go on a few more vacations. Definitely a family vacation. We haven't been to Disney in a while, so the kids being older, we can go on the bigger rides. But I don't know, it seems like the older they get, the scarier they get. I don't know. I'm not gonna waste my money. But because we recently went to SeaWorld and Six Flags, and it was my son, he always down for the shenanigans, and my dumb self be right on those crazy rides with him. My husband don't do roller coasters, but he'll go if it's a family effort. But yeah, we definitely need to take some trips. I want to take my kids out of the country, put their sand in some beach water someplace else other than the United States, because the United States is ghetto. All right. Thanks for listening. Yeah. So until next time. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to the Coins and Connections podcast. Don't forget to leave a review and join the conversation over on Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag Coins and Connections. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Cinquanta Cox-Smith and at Coins and Connections. You can shop all merch at www.coinsandconnections.com. I love you more than I love this podcast. Peace.